Today, the feature that turns a conversation into something you can actually open and use. What it is and when it triggers. A real tool built from one sentence, which then told me something genuinely unwelcome about a mortgage. And then the argument I keep having with people about what all this actually changes, where I'll give the other side its best shot. First, the mechanics. When you get an artifact instead of an answer, and the one habit that makes them genuinely fast to work with. It's less about the feature and more about one habit. This is artifacts, and the rule for when it kicks in is simple. It happens when what you asked for can actually be a thing. A page, a tool, a chart, a document. If the answer is something you'd want to open rather than read, you get an artifact instead of a paragraph. And once it exists, you don't redescribe it. You send the change. Make the header sticky. Add a dark mode. Bigger buttons. 4 words each. It edits the thing that's already there rather than building a new one from scratch. That's the habit worth stealing. Speak in diffs, not rewrites. Most people paste the entire original request back in with one sentence changed, and then wonder why the layout they liked has quietly moved. Say only what's different. The smaller the instruction, the less collateral damage it does to everything you already got right. And if it does drift, don't argue with it. Scroll up, copy the version that was right, and start the next change from there. Artifacts keep every revision, which is the bit almost nobody realizes. Second, one sentence to a working mortgage calculator, with the amortization actually running, not a picture of one. The number at the end genuinely annoyed me. That's the entire prompt. Notice what's in it, the 3 inputs, and then the 3 outputs I actually want. Not make me a mortgage thing. Named inputs, named outputs. That's the difference between a working tool and a shrug. And the last line is the one that earns its place. Without it, you get a monthly payment and nothing else. $350,000, 6.5%, 30 years, $2,200 a month. And then the bar that ruins your day. Watch what happens when I add $200 a month. 86% of your first payment is interest. $316 out of $2,200 actually touches the loan. Leave it alone for 30 years, and you repay just under $800,000 on a $350,000 loan. 56% of everything you hand over is interest. But put $200 a month extra against it, which is what you just watched me type, and it clears 6 years 2 months early and saves $108,000. That's the same calculator, same maths, one field changed. I didn't know any of that until the thing I asked for told me. And third, the part worth arguing about. Building got cheap. That is not automatically good news. I'll argue against myself for the last minute of this. Everything in the left column got dramatically cheaper. Writing it, making it work, making it look decent, getting it shipped. Nothing in the right column moved at all. Knowing what to build. Knowing whether the thing you built is actually correct. Knowing when to stop adding to it. And whether a single other person wants it. And here's the part I'd push back on myself. Cheap building is only good news if you can tell good from bad, because the cost of building the wrong thing didn't fall at all. You just get to do it faster and more often. The mortgage calculator was useful because I could check the maths against a real amortization table. If I couldn't, I'd have a confident tool and no idea whether to believe it. That's the actual skill now, and nobody's teaching it. And the honest counter is that this has always been true of every tool that made building cheaper, spreadsheets, frameworks, the lot, and we survived those. Maybe. The difference is how confident the wrong answer looks now. So here's the shape that works, and it's the same one every time. Name the thing. List the inputs. Actually list them, don't describe them. List the outputs you want to see. And then one line about the failure mode you're worried about. That last line is the one everybody skips, and it's the one that stops you getting something that technically satisfies the request and is useless. On the mortgage calculator it was, show me how much of the first payment is interest. Without that line, I'd have got a monthly payment and never learned the thing that actually mattered. It's worth writing that line down before you write anything else, because it's the only part of the prompt you'll regret leaving out. 3 things worth taking away. Artifacts trigger on things you'd open rather than read. Once one exists, speak in diffs, send the change, not the whole request again. And check the output against something independent, because a confident wrong tool is worse than no tool. That last one is the whole game now. I trusted the mortgage numbers because I ran the same amortization separately and got the same answer. If I hadn't, I'd have a beautiful calculator and no idea whether to believe a word of it. Building got cheap. Verifying didn't, and that's where your time should go. That's day 5. If you take one thing from it, take the last point. The building got cheap, so spend the time you saved on checking the thing you built. 3 shorts every day and a full cut like this each evening on what this actually does. Subscribe if it's useful to you.